To talk more about this, we're joined by KTVU political analyst Brian Sobel. So what do you think about President Trump's comments there? Is he sort of fanning the flames of those who are opposed to these stay-at-home orders?
Heather, yes, a little bit. It's a very difficult time. One of the things that's going on, of course, right now is that as we move closer to May 1st, where rents are due and mortgages are due and that sort of thing, is that you're seeing people become very, very concerned about where is this all going? What's the plan? Where does it end? So there's a lot of questions in people's minds right now. And so if the president is fanning the flames of those states where there are protest movements, you can see that he's getting a reaction.
On the one hand, Brian, we have President Trump issuing these guidelines along with the CDC, leaving the decision about reopening up to the states and obviously laying out a lot of criteria, based on testing and data about when this should happen. But at the same time, urging states, it would seem like, with his tweet, to sort of reopen right away. How dangerous do you think this kind of mixed message is coming from the White House?
Alex, it's a work in progress. This is the net effect of a pandemic. And what we're seeing is states that have less COVID-19 impact are saying, hey, why aren't we able to open up? And so he's tossed it back to the governors. But at the end of the day, these are very complex opening plans. The president's plan is very complex as to how it's going to work. It's very complex when you look at the California plan. And so it's going to take some time to sort this all out. Meanwhile, there are people that are trying to meet their obligations financially. It's very scary for them.
Yeah, it certainly is for so many people. Brian, there's been a lot of focus on testing, and especially testing being a barometer for when we can open more sections of the economy. Why does the White House seem to be hesitant on setting up some sort of national testing program?
It's a question. It's this bouncing back and forth between a federal response and the federal ability to respond, and what the states are expected by some in the federal government to be doing on their own. And you can see right now, Heather, there's a fracturing going on even among states around testing, around how quickly they want to move to reopening their own economies. And this is going to play out over the next few days. One thing that I'm hearing from lawmakers and people that are in the offices of lawmakers is that people started out asking questions about where do I go for services, that sort of thing. What should I be following? What mandates? They are now picking up a different tenor, many offices. And the tenor is, hey, you got to come up with a plan, and we have to see the light at the end of the tunnel. And so the tenor of calls and outreach has clearly changed.
Yeah, it really is a balance that needs to be struck here that I think the governors as well as the White House are struggling a bit with. Brian Sobel, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much.
Good to see you.